Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of CoinNewsExtra interview session, a program where we invite innovators, stakeholders, and influencers in the blockchain, fintech, and crypto ecosystem to compare their views and state of the ecosystem. So today we'll be talking about opportunities in the blockchain and crypto space. I have a great personality joining us to talk about this topic. I have with me Lisa Laxton, who is the CEO Infinite Metaverse Alliance. She's joining us from Virginia. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us.
Thank you for letting me be here today.
It's our pleasure. How is Virginia today?
The weather is nice.
Yeah, so that's very great. Good to know. So we'll be looking at opportunities in the blockchain and crypto space. But before we go to that topic, I would like to get a brief about yourself and your background.
Some information about me, is that what you asked?
Yes, just a brief about you and your background.
Okay, I have been doing social virtual world, open source technologies, and supporting other emerging technologies. And crypto really got my attention a few years ago. So I've been following it very closely to see how the world was doing in terms of adoption.
Yeah, talking about that in terms of adoption, what are we looking at is how would you assess the current state of blockchain and cryptocurrency with focus to adoption, looking at some of the institutional bodies coming into the ecosystem? How would you assess it currently?
Well, I would say the answer is twofold because we're really talking about two different technology arenas. When the general public better understands the difference, adoption will proceed at a faster pace. Organizations like yours are helping to inform the public. So thank you for doing your part and this time with me today. Now, while the world view is improving, skepticism and fear of cryptocurrency bad actors in the United States really drive regulatory efforts. And those regulatory efforts create barriers to widespread adoption by small disadvantaged businesses, which are those owned by women and people of color and the disabled. This is, however, not slowing participation by individuals entering the crypto space as buyers, sellers, and investors, which is driving cryptocurrency growth. And the demographics are clearly dominated by millennials. So this combined result benefits large businesses in the US entering the crypto space who can afford compliance. This unfortunately contributes to income inequality, and most crypto enthusiasts want to eliminate that income inequality and create more economic opportunities. So historically in the US, the majority of the new jobs come from small businesses, which means crypto adoption to effectively combat income inequality, regulatory barriers for small business need to be removed. So when you look at it in a global picture, it's much brighter for women who have been not been banked for a variety of reasons. They're now empowered through financial inclusion enabled by cryptocurrency technology. In some cases, even whole economies have been stabilized by global cryptocurrency efforts through blockchain and government coalitions. And that really appears to be driving some long-term adoption at a steady pace when governments don't stand in the way, right? But the crypto space is really not filled with bad actors and hackers and frauds and speculators. Those are really the exception, not the rule. So I think we'll see broader adoption as time goes on when the public learns more. We have some image problem, but that's being overcome by the corporate side of industry as more people really see how they can streamline their business processes and focus on customer retention and growth. So this whole concept of blockchain is helping us evolve toward a more stateful Web 3.0, which is really a back-end transformation backed by collaborative efforts towards decentralizing. So we'll see greater security and improved network performance and democratization, nearly eliminating these unique points of failure that exist today in Web 2.0. So these developments, combined with the COVID state of the world, are creating new remote workforce career opportunities. New tracks are emerging for those that are willing to do the work and get on board.
Okay, Lisa, we're talking about opportunities, still on track. When you talk about adoption, it depends on what the ecosystem is bringing on board. So, when our adoption occurs, it depends on what is going on. And most people who are in this ecosystem feel that cryptocurrency, most especially, the only opportunity that lies in it is about buying and selling, trading cryptocurrencies. What
Right.
are other opportunities? Is that the only opportunity to present blockchain and crypto, or are there other opportunities that are associated with it?
Yeah, that is a great question because I have a lot to say about that one. I really see additional opportunities for crypto efforts related to eliminating income inequality through racial and social and economic justice efforts. So we're seeing some cryptocurrency blockchains used by nonprofits to move fiat currencies across borders with almost no cost or time involved. And these are disruptors in the fintech space, but they're actually enablers in the community space. And that's a good thing. So when we offer access and resources to people using cryptocurrency, they feel empowered to stand against abuse and discrimination and poverty. And poverty is a key factor there. When we address these issues, economies are stimulated, the quality of life for many is improved, and greater cultural awareness and peace can be achieved globally. So since leaving NASA, I've been supporting open source emerging technology efforts. Currently, I'm involved, as I mentioned, social virtual world technologies. We have a virtual economy within that technology. And right now, that economy is fiat backed. And I'd like to change that. So let me explain a little bit for our viewers what that is. Within these virtual worlds, users can create opportunities for themselves to share, collaborate, or earn income through the use of software that we champion. So unlike games, our software allows a user with no technical skills or training to create art and sounds and animations and 3D models, which can then be sold as goods in a virtual marketplace. This is what drives that virtual economy. They can also offer services like custom scripting, building, event hosting, virtual land management, live entertainment as musicians or even comedians. Everything that you can do in the non-virtual world, we can do in the virtual and more. So business and education conferences can be held at low cost in these virtual worlds without experiencing things like Zoom fatigue for team collaboration, meetings, and classes. Now, the health benefits of using those virtual worlds is well documented. Users socialize from remote areas, they gain support from others to help combat loneliness and isolation, and they connect with new people from around the world as associates, friends, extended families, and sometimes even romantic partners. But all of this is accomplished within the virtual world itself without needing access to other software tools or social networks or files. So these are virtual worlds with a decentralized economy that brings people together to live and work, socialize, and even play. So it's 3D social ability by design, and this is not really available in some of the other projects. The number of disabled users in the virtual world space is significantly higher than in the general population of the world. And the majority of users are women. The percentage of users earning less than 10,000 US dollars annually is twice as high as in the 2011 census. So these same people that cryptocurrency efforts are targeting, we are already have some of those people, and we'd like to empower more people through the integration of cryptocurrencies in our economy to replace the fiat-backed currencies. This will help women and others lift themselves out of poverty, no matter where they live. And with multiple open source projects that are currently active, the software work to eliminate these barriers is well underway by our organization. And we are seeking seed funding to help get us to the finish line and improve our outreach to more women globally. But this is is not what most people see as a typical application of cryptocurrency, but we see it as a huge opportunity to empower a lot of people to create opportunities for themselves. We want to help others help themselves.
That's very nice. You see what is happening in the NFT, non-fungible tokens market. A lot of things are going digital and virtual. So it's a very innovative since platform, and things are happening
Yes,
virtually these days. So we
yes,
know NFT is a very huge market these days, and it's going to be growing bigger. That's a very nice
right.
one. So, talking about adoption of cryptocurrency and opportunities in cryptocurrency, we've seen a lot of things affecting it, influencing this sector. One of them is uncertainty in regulation. So would you see uncertainty in regulation in this ecosystem as a problem when it comes to adoption?
Yes, yes, it's definitely an issue. Uncertainty exists in many countries as regulatory agencies struggle to keep up with crypto adoption and blockchain technology advancement. This is not really unusual. Agencies are often not able to keep pace with technology evolution. Now, crypto and blockchain spaces have great potential to upend the banking industry and drive global economies in a new direction, upsetting the status quo. But on the other hand, bad actors in the crypto space make regulations necessary to protect the welfare of people and their economies. So, to address that, more collaboration is needed between leaders in blockchain, academia, industry, and government to really reform and establish sensible regulations that provide a more balanced approach. A rising tide lifts all boats. So, through collaboration, we can move forward together without negative impact to any one sector if we implement this approach. So we need more consortiums and investors with a shared vision for women in blockchain, and political efforts need more public visibility and more transparency in lobbying. We also need more open source efforts in the crypto space to lower cost and improve confidence in the technologies themselves. So as the millennial generation who aligns with these goals begin entering positions of power, I'm confident a focus on collaboration for the greater good will happen. Hopefully, it will happen globally and not just in the US and other social democracies.
Interesting, insightful conversation with you, Lisa. Finally, before we draw the curtain on today's episode of Coin News Extra interview session, you've been able to talk about the opportunities in blockchain. And so, for people that are watching, they'll be asking a lot of questions. Another thing is the opportunities. Do you think, how would you assess the space? Do you think the blockchain and crypto space is friendly for one to build a career in the sector?
Oh, very good question. I think this is actually a great time to build a career in blockchain and cryptocurrency because it is an emerging technology. It's growing much faster than courses can be offered for traditional career building. It takes more effort to get into the space on your own, but the faster you do so, the greater your opportunities. So the information's out there, ladies. Here are 5 tips that I have for you. Teach yourself and each other the fundamentals. Be able to answer the question in the interviews: how does Bitcoin work? How can blockchain help our company? Number 2, if you're a coder, flaunt your repos, improve your visibility, participate in blockchain and crypto hackathons. Number 3, speak to the masses when you have the chance to share your knowledge and your career passion. Learn from others by listening when they speak. Do your research and be sure to follow up. And number 4, get familiar with different use cases for blockchain, not just crypto. Understand business processes and technology barriers. Be creative in finding solutions, making the impossible possible. And finally, make connections, both local and virtual. Blockchain careers are global. The more women we have in the space, the more friendly it will become. Champion and participate in events that are women friendly. The more of us show our value within the space, events held in strip clubs and other places not friendly to women will not be popular anymore. The time is now to support each other and drive these changes. When a career space is inclusive for women, it is generally inclusive for everyone. So my message to the world is, instead of continuing to ask, what's in it for me, let's start asking, what's in it for us? And I want to thank you for giving me a voice for others today.
Thank you very much. That's a five wonderful advice from you, powerful advice from you, Lisa. Thank you very much for joining us today on CoinNewsExtra interview session. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yes, yes, sure.